Welcome back to another This Week on Switch. Let's talk the best games you need to pick up this week, obviously, and a few you should most definitely avoid. Hit subscribe, hit like, let me know in the comments below what you'll be picking up, and let's get started.
I pose questions to the ceiling like an answer gonna come. Truth is too revealing.
So we have a big week for releases with a nice combination of physical and digital releases. And to kick things off, we have two indie releases on the 28th. First, Door Kickers Action Squad. This one, it's a throwback to the old arcade run and gun games of the past, at least in visual style, with a healthy dose of challenging tactical play. The mission here? Clear rooms and rescue hostages against increasingly tough odds. Choose your gear, work in single player or co-op, and it's all set, honestly, to a kick-ass soundtrack. A review for this one will be out on Sunday, so hit subscribe to see that very shortly. Then we have Xenocrisis, starting life in 2017. This was designed actually for Steam, Switch, Mega Drive or Genesis, depending on your region, and the Dreamcast. This is described as Smash TV meets Aliens, and that is more than enough for me to say bye. Arena shooter, single player or co-op, great pixel art, chiptune soundtrack, 10 weapons, multiple difficulty modes, and overall an awesome theme. For me, this one, it has the potential to be something special for the Switch, and I'll be releasing my review on the 28th. Next up on the 29th, so close to taking my must-buy for the week, but just missing out, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. This port is an update on the original Wii release, and while it's in no way close to the best in the series, it's a welcome addition to the Switch. This series I've honestly poured hours into over the years. I have a ton of great memories playing this one, and I expect the same here. 100 increasingly challenging levels, beautiful visuals that pop on screen, and 10 party games for those co-op moments. This one is a great deal when we factor in it's a physical release with a reduced retail price of $39.99. Do yourself a favour, go out there and pick this one up. Review coming on the 29th. So on the 29th we have a huge day with actually 7 quality releases. That's right, 7. Now let's do this quick. First up we have Vampire, a game I played on the Xbox One the first time around. It's an incredibly fun title that I will say is a bit of a slow burner at times in story, but I will say at least it's a very interesting story. There's fun combat and real-time reactions to your decisions, making this one a must-play if you haven't already experienced it. Next up we have Dusk Diver, an RPG action hybrid. Think the city from Yakuza meets combat from Dynasty Warriors. While it fell short in some areas, I still think it's worth some consideration. Check out our review right now over on the channel. Next up I have some pricing concerns, but Aladdin and Lion King, a repackaging of the classic Aladdin and the incredibly difficult Lion King. While both are now cheap to pick up on the SNES or the Genesis, this one brings along some quality of life additions for the modern gamer. New features including enhanced graphics, pause and rewind, multiple versions of the game itself, and save states. So there's a few additions here that might make that price point of $29.99 worth it. If you've never played them before, don't expect them to go easy on you, but maybe check them out if you can justify the cost. Next, we have Resident Evil 5 and 6. I love 5, 6 was meh, but still fun. If you did purchase 0, the original, or Resident Evil 4, you're actually going to get a 33% discount. But I'm starting to get Resident Evil burnout over here with all these re-releases. 5, it's a fun action game, but 6 for me was when the series kind of started to lose its way. If I was gonna get these or pick these ones up, I'd probably be going for the Resident Evil 4, 5 and 6 physical edition for $59.99, and it's actually releasing that very same day. Finally on the 29th we have 2 RPGs, Disgaea 4 Plus being one, but my choice this week is Atelier Ryza, probably pronounced that wrong, Ever Darkness and the secret hideout. Expect classic RPG elements, a tale of friendship, and a combination of turn-based combat alongside real-time combat as well, and finally item creation, of which this series is famous for. It was pretty much the first one in the RPG genre to do this. This series has been going since 1997, and while you may see some returning characters, you can pretty much jump in at any point without missing out, so new players are very much welcome. Finally, for the week, we have two last games for you on the 31st, Halloween. First up, Yuri, a new indie release for the eShop. This one, it's the artwork that's appealing to me. It looks absolutely stunning. It's a quirky looking platformer where you ride a bed with wheels like a skateboard. I will say though, from the small amount I've played this week, as they did kindly supply me with a review code, I've got high hopes for it. At the low price points, it's clearly a passion piece for the developers. I think this should be something good, and you can find out in my review this week on the 30th. Last but not least, the last game and my must buy of the week, Luigis Mansion. Do I need to really say any more? And surely that was obvious. You can expect stunning visuals, a fun story, simple but entertaining gameplay, and I can't wait to jump back into the mansion and explore its hidden secrets. This one, it's been a long time coming, and I urge all of you to go out, pick up a copy, or order it now if you haven't already. Now with the good out the way, let's talk games to wait on or simply avoid. This week I will say it's mainly actually wait on reviews, opinions. Nothing screams trash to me too much except for one. Let's start with Earthfall. I'm curious to how this one does. While the gameplay looks fun, there's a 4-player co-op, somewhere in the vein of Left 4 Dead, it definitely has potential, but I am wary. The graphics, honestly, they look weak here, but the gameplay could easily make up for it. 16 levels up to 4 players, potentially fun, co-op gunplay as well. It has a lot going for it, so why am I skeptical? Well, I have a few questions about, first of all, those 16 levels. What do these look like? Are they simply arenas, for example? Or are they actually like linear levels? How do they make up? Then I also want to see how the Nintendo community takes to it. It was absolutely dead on other consoles, and if it does the same here, it could prove very difficult to find anyone to play with. Next up, Harvest Moon Mad Dash. I'm saying wait on review for this one. It's a step outside the typical series traits. Gone are the slower elements of daily farm life, switched out for an almost Mario Party sounding style take on the core elements, solo or co-op. Think speed racing, harvesting crops, catching fish. It could be very good, but it could also be way too much of a departure from the core concept for some. I'm picking it up, but at this price I want to say wait on reviews before committing. I just personally can't make my mind up. Finally, our only true avoid of the week, and that is Agony, releasing on October the 31st. Trying to cash in on Halloween, this horror game built up a ton of publicity prior to its initial release across other platforms last year, but never did I think, I will say at least, that I would see such a graphically violent game on the Switch, and I do love that it made it here, but this game unfortunately has been called everything from the worst game of the year, a 47% average on Metacritic, all the way through to a 3 out of 10 on GameSpot. Common comments include boring enemy and puzzle design, bugs throughout, and slow gameplay. Maybe they did fix some of these issues, but I honestly doubt it, and for that reason Agony is my avoid of the week. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it will surprise me. I'd love to be proven wrong as always, but the world it's all set in, it does look incredibly disturbing, but I highly doubt the gameplay matches it. Thanks for watching the video, we appreciate it. Did I miss anything this week? What will you be picking up? Let me know in the comments below, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you all on the next Gaming X.